Alright guys, I thought I'd bring you out here to a news station that's popped up on the southeast side of Huntsville, Alabama. If you're familiar with this town at all, this is kind of over on 431 near where Huntsville proper and Owens Cross Roads merge. If you come around here, there's a Starbucks in the distance. It's just opened. And really not much else in terms of amenities. There's a McDonald's on down there. But you gotta walk to the rest. This Taco Bell and Wendy's across the street, I'd probably advise not walking to. But this is a really interesting installation because these are Noodoe chargers, which is a network I'm not super familiar with. I don't think they have a lot of fast chargers, particularly in the southeast. And they're powered by these Zerova units. Let's take a look at those for a second. It's the first time I've ever seen these too. Got a pretty good looking screen here. I haven't tried to charge yet. We'll do that in just a second. So you can select your connector. We'll talk more through that in a moment. Pretty neat looking units. I think it's the, let's see, the DTWA 24 series. I'm not familiar with that. Anyway, they got these CCS cables. They're pretty chonky cables on here. And it looks like these are rated to 350 amps. So I'm curious, I've got a 400 volt Rivian over here. We'll see how those charge here in a moment. Anyway, give you the wide angle view while we're walking around. There's two of them here, so you can see there's 4 stalls. And the coolest part about this is that they got this canopy. And I intentionally came over here at night to see how well lit this was, and it's really nice, at least right here at the chargers themselves. I wish there was a little more lighting here between the Starbucks and the unit itself, but oh well. Real quickly before we try to charge the truck here, this is a, hopefully you can see this in the dark, this is a 750 kVA unit, which is honestly a lot for 4 chargers that are rated to 350 amps. So maybe these have some kind of boost function. I'm at about a 30% state of charge, so in theory I should get my full speed here, which is a little over 200 kilowatts if these are working completely. So anyway, here's one more wide shot of the canopy. Never seen anything like this setup before. It's kind of interesting. And we'll try charging up. Alright, here we go. So we'll see what we do here. I'm going to pick CCS over here on the right side. And this says, please choose a payment method. So you can do RFID card if you got one for the Noodoe network. I do not. Or you can tap, swipe, or insert a credit card to the payment terminal, which doesn't exist. Please scan the QR code. So we're going to do the QR code. Let me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I had to activate with Google Pay through the QR code. It's a pretty good looking screen here. It just started and I heard contactors clicking, and it's already starting to ramp up speed, so that handshake was super fast. This Rivian's usually pretty quick, but that's good for even a regular charger. Alright, we're getting 80 kilowatts, which means I'm probably limited to 350 amps. Oh, here it goes. It's ramping up. Maybe it was just checking it. Now we're at 120. See if it goes up from here. Sure does. Tried to. There it goes again, 140. So it seems to step up. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Maybe it's just checking on the cable safety as it increases the amperage. So, you know, I'm at about a 400 volt pack, so it seems like we're getting close to 350 amps for sure. Maybe even a little tick over. Maybe that's about what we're going to get, which is not bad. One thing I will say on these units is you got to be careful. There are actually 2 QR codes on here, so you got to make sure you scan the one that you're using or you'll activate the wrong charger. Good stuff. All right, I'm gonna let it charge here for a minute. We're already up to 172 kilowatts. If it goes higher than that, I will let you know. All right, so it's just gonna show you real quickly here in the Rivian. This is what we're seeing. We're at 177 kilowatts at 40%, which is pretty good for this state of charge. It's probably a little under the peak. You could probably get up to 200 if the battery's not too warm here. But not far from the peak. So I'm impressed. I think we're definitely boosting on these cables. I'm gonna let it run for a bit and we'll see when it drops off. Okay, this is kind of wild. Now I'm up to 200 and almost 10 kilowatts, and now it's dropping back down. So these cables seem to be able to boost to 500 amps is my best guess. My real complaint this far is that the amperage is obviously dynamically balanced by these units, and it adjusts very frequently. I've seen the power jump 10 or 15 kilowatts up or down while it's charging. Hopefully that's not bad for the car. I can't really tell you. It seems to be holding a little steady now. Maybe it's just getting it dialed in, but something to look out for if you use these units. Otherwise, I'm pretty pleased. The cables, you can see there's not really much cable management on these. And the cables are heavy. They are definitely air-cooled and not oil-cooled. But I like them. This is certainly maybe not the fastest place you could stop, but it's not far off if your max speed's in the low 200s like mine. All right, I'm here at 50%, and I'm finally starting to derate down to about 170 kilowatts. But that is not far off the normal Rivian charging curve anyway. So I think at this point we're getting to be truck limited rather than station limited. So yeah, there you go. One other thing I noticed is that this does not give you a price on here. I think this was 42 cents a kilowatt hour. You have to authorize it with Google Pay, if I didn't mention that already, through a website, or there is a Noodoe app as well. We'll see what the charges look like here after I stop charging, which I'm going to do here shortly. Okay, so you can see we put 26 kilowatt hours in, and we did it in about, let's see, it's 8:17 now, and we started at 8:06. So in about 11 minutes, 26 kilowatt hours. It's not terrible. You can see we sat at about 175, 180 here for a while. Briefly picked up over 200, but that didn't last for more than a couple of seconds. All right, so there you go. I never could get a price to show on the screen, but I did get a text from Noodoe after the session was over with a summary of charges. I'll put that up on the screen, hopefully right somewhere about here, if I can figure out how to get it in there. So yeah, if you're in the Huntsville area, come check this out, and hopefully these Noodoe chargers will be installed other places for you to explore closer to your own town. Thanks for watching.